When was y'all first date? How old was y'all?
Was you already married?
What, before I had my first year?
Yep.
Oh, no. I had 1,000 before I got
All
married.
right. Jesus Christ.
My mom and dad did not give me much advice on dating. It was mostly my sister. My mom said we had to take a self-defense course. We did. After that, it was let me know when you're ready to get on birth control. And that was it. She would specifically tell me that she really didn't want to know when I was having sex or anything because she wasn't like emotionally mature enough to talk about it.
Growing up, emotions wasn't a thing. I just feel like if I felt anything but happiness, it's like, how dare you? Oh my gosh, you're sad? Why?
For me, growing up, a lot of things I just dealt on my own. I didn't want to do the same thing that I dealt with. No, I think we grow and we understand, we try to become better people from what we've learned.
How do I know when I have fallen in love?
I'm only 8. I don't know that question.
Well, you love your mom.
Oh yeah, but I've been doing that for a lot of years.
I don't know if it's like one magic moment. I know like that's how the TV and the movies make it seem. I might have just gone to go pick her up and hang out with her, and I realized it at that point.
I was very vulnerable. I felt safe in being vulnerable.
You just bond, your hearts and your spirit and your souls just connect. That's true love for me.
Mic drop.
So when you fell in love? Go ahead.
I don't think I ever fell in love, so I don't think I have an answer.
When I first met my husband, I was not in love.
You wasn't?
No, I was young.
Oh yeah, you was.
15 the first time I seen him, but not no, because my mother and father was very strict. We couldn't, couldn't have no boyfriend and girlfriends then. But he just told me, he said, one day I'm gonna end up marrying you. And I said to myself, oh, please. I'm gonna marry this man. Then when I got about 16, I seen him again. And then when I was 18, that's when I got married. Oh. And you know what? That was the best thing that happened to me. I had a wonderful, wonderful husband. When he died, we were married 53 years. So when he died, it just like part of my heart, went with him.
What age is an appropriate first date? Wow, what a question.
Oh, first date. Okay, first date. Oof. Wow, that's
20?
Really? 20 is too young. Oh, that's 30. It'll take 2-3 things. I have to be medicated. I have to be there, and my wife would make sure that I don't pass out being medicated.
Don't
and then she
worry.
can go
I don't want.
But
I don't want
that's it. As a dad, oof.
What age is appropriate? And what age did I do?
Your dad's over there.
That's fine. He knows what's up.
We're confused because we never had this conversation.
Yeah.
We're first generation Haitian. There's 3 things that we're allowed to do. Let's go to school, go back home, and go to church. So what is the appropriate?
What is the appropriate dating
age? We
Yeah.
wouldn't really
Yes.
we wouldn't really know.
Well, Mom said you got 18.
I did, but that was after because
Yeah, but
we don't know.
Yeah, we're confused.
The right age for a first date, I would say would be 15 years old.
Are you saying that now that I'm older? Because if I was 15, what would you have said?
No.
So what age would have been appropriate?
Well, for a daughter.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, show your bias.
I started to say 16, but I don't think so, no. After you're done with high school, so whatever age that is. So some finish at 17, some finish at 18.
So, Mom, how old were you when you had your first date?
Yeah, how old were you on your first date, Dad?
Oh, God.
16.
17.
I think I was about 16, maybe 15.
So what age were you on your first date?
I'm 13.
And you want me to say I'm 16?
Oh, wow.
I think there is a dynamic between men and women in this sense. I feel that women mature more quickly than men do, especially around that age, right? The teenage, I just remember what I was doing when I was 15 years. I was trying to date my Sega Genesis. Like I wasn't really focused on courtship and stuff. Where at that age, a lot of the girls were very serious and they were thinking in those terms. So that question might change based on the sex, even though I don't know if that's fair, but that's the way I feel a little bit. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and say 15.
Now that I have a daughter, would be, I would say 16, as long as she's mature and I see she has a good head on her shoulders and, has the value set in place, 16 is fine.
During the time when I was dating, my parents were so strict. If my husband wanted to come over to my mother's house to see me, we were sitting in the living room. I couldn't, if he knocked on the door, she would answer the door. And then if we were sitting on the couch, he was sitting here, my mother sitting in the middle, and I'm down here. And then she having the bright lights and things, and she would sit there the whole time. And then when he get ready to go, I remember I got up one time like this to go to, when he went to the door, and she said, "Where are you going?" Sit right down, and I'll let him out. And I go, "Oh my God, I'm lucky I didn't get a husband."
Okay, who should fit the bill on the first date?
Not I. I should not pay for the bill. That's just my reflex.
I think in the modern world, those things are changing. I know a lot of people do the online dating stuff and they have rules and say, hey, we're gonna meet and we're gonna go Dutch just because I don't know you and whatnot. I have had first dates where I did not foot the bill and it didn't work well for me.
It shouldn't be a flexing thing when you're paying for the bill, which it can be looked at as that.
I feel mostly it should be the guy. I don't want that to die. I don't see that there's anything wrong with that. But I also feel that the female shouldn't always expect that either. Just be willing to also.
No, they could go Dutch. The first date.
Mom, you're not telling the truth.
That
is not what, okay, well, she told me, okay? So you're being very modest today. She was like, on the first date, a man should pay. But you should always have your own money because you never know how that date will go. That's one thing that you always say.
I don't like to pay. Listen, I don't like to pay for dates, but I will.
Have you ever done that?
Yeah, I paid for a date.
Before
maybe
dating
too
them?
many times. You have bills just like how I have bills. Sometimes things happen because sometimes I don't always have money. So I can't down somebody for not having money at the time, but you wanted a meal. So let's go get a meal. I'll pay for it.
I think it depends on who initiates the date.
If they invite you, they should pay. And if they don't pay, I'm busting out the window.
Why are you busting out the window?
This guy and I went to sit down, and then when the bill came, and I said, "Oh, I'll pay for it." I paid for it and got food poisoning.
Oh,
Jeez.
dang. Maybe you should have never paid for it.
Did you kiss on the first date?
Oh, whoa.
Kiss on the first? No.
No.
The nurse in me is like peeking out and just safety.
There's no reason to. You're just friends.
I do not think people should kiss on the first date, but if it happens, it happens.
Steven?
Do I think people should kiss on the first date? If you're conscious and smart enough to do what you know how to do and handle yourself out in the world, you're grown enough to make your own decisions.
He's quite vague with all this. Yes.
It depends on how the person's breath smells. It depends on if their lips are chapped. It depends on how the date went.
If the date's going really well and it's like everything is right, maybe. I don't know. I definitely have.
Was you already married?
What, before I had my first year?
Yep.
Oh, no. I had 1,000 before I got
All
married.
right. Jesus Christ.
Normally, how I would tell somebody that I'm feeling them is by telling them that I'm feeling them. Like,
Wow.
oh, you're kind of cute.
It depends on the individual. See, I think I can just say hello to anyone, and my accent kind of helps at times. Because they just go, I don't know what he says, but it's very cute. You know, and I've been working with that with my daughter, so she, you know, she can say privacy and everything else.
Privacy.
And so, yeah, to say that you like someone, I think you just say it. Hello, your top drawer. You fancy, like, you know, going out for a quick one, date?
How did I tell my husband, like, hey, I like you? I invited him out to see a show, to go to the theater, actually. And and I even paid for the tickets. I feel mostly it should be the guy. I didn't want him to feel as though I'm asking you, but the kind of girl that I'm looking for something, because that's not who I am. And so he kind of got the picture.
No, seriously, no, that was a funny answer. No, normally it's hard for me to tell somebody that I'm feeling them. It's normally the guy who tells me that they're feeling me, and then I move from then. I get kind of nervous, and I like you. What if they say I don't like you?
They don't like them. They don't like them. They don't have to make anybody like them, you know?
Like, just because you're a good person and they're a good person doesn't mean that you guys have to be a couple.
Just like give them space and try another time. If they say no, then it's no.
Just tell them I don't want to be your friend either and go walk away and play somewhere else.
Rejection's gonna happen, and it's gonna hurt, and sometimes you need to cry to get it out for a little bit, and then you just go back to it.
I was rejected so many times.
Even by my mom. He was persistent though, that's how I'm here.
If somebody don't like you, yeah, you move on. I mean, and maybe it's because that person wasn't right for you, you know. And when I look back, and I see some of those people that rejected me, no, they wasn't right for me, you know. And I'm glad I moved on.
That's a good answer for mom.
If someone did that to my daughter, they weren't worth her time in the first place. My response to her is like, you're still beautiful, you're stronger, you can do better.
I know. Keep the compliments flowing.
Yeah. And for me, if someone's not gonna give my daughter 100%, they're not worth her time and not worth my time.
So get your little booty out of here.
What advice did my father give me on dating? Honestly, not that much. My dad's generation, especially in African, they're a little bit more, they're not as open about things like sexuality and things of that nature. So I could imagine them not having those conversations as earlier as someone in America would probably want to have with their child.
I think it just comes from a particular level of survival mode.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you have parents that are coming from a different place and they're trying to make a way and a living here, the thought is about making the way here, that sometimes you don't have the opportunity or the luxury really to kind of sit and emote. You don't have the luxury to sit and, you know, think about how you feel or how you're presenting or how you're making other people feel. Sometimes it's just about, you know, getting the things that you need to make your life happen and to make your kids' life happen. The next generation, you then have the luxury of kind of like saying, okay, thank you for setting that foundation. I then can build on that foundation and I have more time and opportunity to think about feelings.
What I teach my children about that is, it's like just fall in love with you. The good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent. It doesn't matter. Embrace all of you so that now you have something to give over to someone else.
Like she said, if someone doesn't like you, that's okay. Because I always tell you, you're unique within yourself, right? Mm-hmm. And everything that's in you is all that you need. And you are what? Significant to the world.
We teach people how to treat us. So the better I feel about me and understand me, the better someone else will understand how they better treat me, or you won't have me. And that's the thing that I convey to my children, to know their self-worth, who they are and to understand that, and don't settle for less because you don't have to.